Hey everyone, and welcome. I am so glad you're here with me today. Today, we are going to dive into something that connects every single one of us, no matter where we are in the world. It's something fundamental, essential, and let's face it, incredibly delicious. We're talking about food. But we aren't just talking about recipes or ingredients today. We are going to look at food as a window into who we are. Think of this as a deep dive into the entire food cycle, how we structure our meals, the habits we build, the choices we make, from the moment we wake up until we go to sleep, and importantly, how we actually talk about it when we're out in the real world. Before we dive into the lives of the people we'll be tracking today, let me ask you a question to keep in the back of your mind. What does a perfect day of food look like for you? I mean, from that very first sip or bite in the morning, right through to your last snack at night. Just hold on to that thought as we move along. To help us explore this, we are going to act as a fly on the wall and follow the daily routines of two people, Sarah and David. By looking closely at their choices, we're going to see an interesting tension play out. It's a tension we all experience, the balance between food as deep, nostalgic comfort and food as health, freshness, and efficiency. Let's break this down together, section by section. Section 1. Kicking off the day, breakfast and lunch. The morning philosophy. Let's start right where the day begins. Breakfast. You've probably heard a million times that it's the most important meal of the day, right? Well, as we look at Sarah and David, it's clear there's definitely more than one way to do it. Their choices reveal two totally different lifestyles and philosophies. First, let's look at David. David's morning routine is all about maximum efficiency and utility. He goes for something super simple, a kind of European style, just some bread and cheese. It's quick, it gets the job done, and it requires almost zero preparation. And for David, coffee isn't just a pleasant morning flavor. It's a tool. He drinks his coffee strong, black, and with no sugar. For him, it's a purely utilitarian choice. He needs that caffeine kick to optimize for speed and get his brain firing. It really shows you how our food choices can be strictly practical when we're trying to conquer the daily grind. Now, look at the stark contrast on the other side of the kitchen. Sarah's breakfast is much more intentional. She is all about a traditional, hearty, and comforting meal. Scrambled eggs, toast, and always a glass of fresh orange juice. For Sarah, this breakfast is a signal to herself. It's a moment to slow down, wake up properly, and focus on immediate quality and health. But of course, life happens. We all experience those chaotic, busy weekday mornings where even a simple routine goes out the window. What do they do then? Thankfully, they have a healthy habit built into their plan. They just grab a banana or an apple on the way out the door. It's a smart, quick fallback that keeps them on track. The weekend upgrade. But then, the weekend arrives. The weekday pressure is off, and things completely change. Universally, we all love a weekend upgrade, don't we? For Sarah and David, that ritual is pancakes. When Saturday rolls around, they slow down and enjoy something special. Whether it's topping those pancakes with fresh fruit like strawberries or bananas or just a simple drizzle of honey, it becomes a beautiful bridge between the hectic work week and weekend relaxation. It's a reward, a ritual of pure enjoyment. The midday refuel. Once breakfast is out of the way, we hit the next major event, lunch. Now, for many people around the world, lunch isn't just a quick bite or an afterthought. For Sarah and David, lunch hits right around 1 p.m., which is a very traditional timing. And in their routine, lunch is actually the biggest, most substantial meal of the day. This is incredibly common in many cultures because it's all about getting that major energy boost to power through the rest of the afternoon. If you look at their plates, they are both focused on balance, lean protein, and wholesome fuel, but they approach it differently. The traditional classic, one approach we see is a real powerhouse combination, rice and beans. That phrase, a real classic, tells you everything. In so many cultures, rice and beans form the ultimate nutritional foundation. It's an affordable, grounding, complete protein. Pair that with some grilled chicken and a crisp, simple salad of lettuce, tomato, cucumber, and a drizzle of olive oil, and you have a robust, traditional meal that sets you up perfectly for hours. The light and lean choice. The second approach shows a bit more flexibility, but remains highly health-focused. Grilled fish with a squeeze of fresh lemon, or sometimes chicken. But the non-negotiable star here is the vegetables. We are talking about carrots and broccoli. This emphasis on veggies links right back to broader ideas about wellness. It reminds us of that classic advice our parents used to give us: eat your vegetables. It's fascinating to see how those childhood messages stick with us and shape our adult eating habits to make sure we get our daily vitamins. Section 2. Winding down, dinner and snacks. The evening shift. So, what happens after you've had a massive, energizing meal at 1 p.m.? By the time evening comes around, the entire strategy flips. Dinner isn't about loading up on heavy fuel anymore. It's about shifting toward lighter, smaller options. This is much better for digestion and sets you up for a good night's sleep. And this is exactly where their individual personalities and desires really shine through. Sarah looks for comfort that won't weigh her down, so she frequently turns to soup. A warm vegetable soup packed with carrots, potatoes, and celery is the ultimate restorative comfort food, or maybe a classic tomato soup paired with a slice of bread. It's simple, light, and soothing. David, on the other hand, goes for the comforting classics. We're talking about spaghetti with tomato sauce. But here's the best part. For David, there is a beautiful, non-negotiable requirement when it comes to pasta: lots of cheese. That specific detail tells you that dinner isn't about being overly restrained. It's about simple, pure pleasure. The Friday night ritual. But then we have Friday night. Friday night changes all the rules. It brings us to a universally shared ritual: pizza night. Pizza night is so much more than just eating food. It's a psychological marker. It's the ultimate signal that the working week is officially over, the stress is gone, and it's time to kick back and relax. Even within this shared joy, individual tastes come through. You have the purists who love a classic margherita pizza, just cheese, tomato sauce, and fresh basil. Simple and traditional. And then you have the pepperoni fans, looking for that extra kick of flavor and spice. It just goes to show how even our most common, shared traditions get personalized. The in-between snacks and drinks? Now, what about all those hours between the main meals? Let's talk about snacks, because their philosophy here is all about healthy balance and discipline. Most of the time, their default snacks are sensible and healthy: an apple, a banana, or some yogurt. But they are not afraid of a sweet treat. When they do indulge, their ultimate go-to is a chocolate chip cookie. The key here is that it's framed as a measured, occasional treat, not a mindless, everyday habit. It's about conscious moderation, not strict deprivation. And what about hydration? The foundation of their entire day is simple: water. The message here is straightforward but crucial. Drink enough water, carry a reusable bottle, and make it your primary intake. However, they also use other beverages quite strategically throughout the day to manage their energy and mood. Green tea in the afternoon for Sarah to provide a gentle, calming lift without overstimulating. Chamomile or herbal tea at night for David to intentionally mark the end of the day and promote relaxation before bed. Sugary drinks like cola or lemonade, those are strictly occasional treats. They know there's too much sugar in them for daily consumption, so intentionality wins again. Section 3. The ultimate favorites. Comfort versus aspiration. Now, let's look at a big question that always reveals a lot about a person. What is your absolute, all-time favorite food? This is the point where food stops being just fuel, or even just a healthy habit. It becomes about memories, emotions, and identity. When we look at Sarah and David, their ultimate choices perfectly summarize that beautiful contrast between comfort and aspiration. On one hand, you have David's ultimate choice, his mom's lasagna. Think about that for a second. Homemade lasagna isn't fast food, it's a labor of love. It takes time, effort, and layers of preparation. It's the ultimate comfort food, dripping with nostalgia, family history, and the warmth of home. It represents everything that's quick and efficient. On the other hand, you have Sarah's ultimate choice, fresh sushi. This represents a completely different world. Sushi is global, clean, precise, and visually stunning. It's about the freshness of the fish, the perfect texture of the rice, and the overall experience of the meal. It represents health, optimization, and a modern, light lifestyle choice. This contrast is an amazing framework for thinking about our own lives. Are we chasing the deep, grounding comfort of the lasagna, or the clean, optimized aspiration of the sushi? Most of us, if we're honest, want a little bit of both. We also see this split in their favorite fruits and vegetables. For fruits, they love sweet, juicy, tropical options like mangoes, strawberries, and watermelon. There's even a specific mention of how incredible watermelon is on a hot day, showing that our food preferences aren't just about flavor, but also about the physical sensation and relief food provides in a specific moment. And for vegetables, while broccoli is a bit controversial and sometimes unpopular, they both agree it's great for you. But carrots are genuinely loved by both for being sweet, crunchy, and of course, because of that old folklore that they are good for your eyes. Whether that rumor is 100% scientifically accurate or not, that bit of traditional wisdom adds to its lasting appeal. Section 4. Practical skills, the art of ordering in English. Shift to an encouraging, instructional tone. Use hand gestures to emphasize phrases. Okay, so we've mapped out a whole day of food, from breakfast routines to midnight teas. We understand the habits, the snacks, and the ultimate comfort foods. But how do we apply all of this knowledge in the real world? Let's connect all this food talk to a vital, practical skill: ordering food in a restaurant confidently using English. I know that looking at a menu in a foreign language or talking to a waiter can sometimes feel a bit stressful or overwhelming, but I promise you, it doesn't have to be. Once you understand the flow, the sequence, and a few secret weapons, the whole process becomes incredibly smooth. Let's break down the basic interaction into clear, easy steps. Step 1. Your secret weapons, key phrases. When you are ready to state what you want, you really only need to polite, universally understood phrases. These are your absolute go-to secret weapons. 1. I would like. Example, I would like the grilled chicken, please. 2. Can I have? For example, can I have a glass of water, please? That's it. They are simple, elegant, polite, and every server in the world knows exactly what they mean. And of course, never forget those magic words, please and thank you. A little bit of politeness goes a long way in making your dining experience pleasant. Step 2. Handling the flow of conversation. A real restaurant interaction is more than just pointing at a dish. It's an expected back-and-forth conversation. Often, a server will start by asking for your drink order first, before taking your main food order. But what happens when the waiter walks up to your table, looks at you, and asks that classic question, "Are you ready to order?" Don't sweat it. Your response is just as simple as their question, and you have two perfect paths depending on how you feel. If you are ready to go. If you need more time. Yes, I am, thank you. No, I need another minute, please. Using that polite delay, I need another minute, please, is a fantastic tool. It shows total respect to the server while giving you the peaceful time you need to look over the menu and make up your mind. Step 3. Going beyond the basics. Once you master those lines, you can easily handle the next steps of the interaction, like managing questions about side dishes, how you want something cooked, or even politely asking for a substitution, like swapping fries for a side salad. It's all about understanding the sequence and staying relaxed. Conclusion: something to chew on. Slightly lower tone, reflective, warm. And just like that, we have gone on a massive journey through the world of food habits. We started with David's simple, efficient morning bread and cheese, traveled all the way through heavy lunches, comforting evening soups, Friday night pizzas, and ended with you feeling confident enough to order whatever you want in a restaurant. It really shows how our food choices tell a complete story about our priorities, our culture, and our lifestyles. Food is truly the ultimate universal topic. It is the easiest, most beautiful way to connect with people and learn about their lives. Because at the end of the day, everyone eats. So, as we come full circle to the very beginning of our conversation, I want to leave you with a couple of final questions to think about. After hearing about Sarah's fresh sushi and David's nostalgic homemade lasagna, what is your all-time favorite food? What is that one specific meal that means so much more to you than just its taste? And lastly, if your daily food choices are driven by deeply set habits, convenience, or tradition, what would it actually take to nudge you completely off that path? What kind of new experience, culture, or reason could make you try something totally different and completely rewrite your personal food map? That is definitely something fascinating to chew on. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep exploring, keep tasting, and until next time, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep improving your English. Take care.